quarter-final number 1. The world number 2 and 21-year-old Turkish archer Mete Gazoz leading out his opponent Kacper Sierakowski, the 27-year-old Polish archer who is the world number 82.
On target number 1. Representing Turkey, Mete Gazoz. On target number 2. Representing Poland, Kacper Sierakowski. The line judge for this match is Katarina Kontralova.
Well, here we go. Time for quarterfinal 1 in this men's continental qualification tournament. The archers have made it this far into the tournament. One more win confirms a qualification spot for their country in the men's individual at Tokyo. So not necessarily the archer will win the spot, but the country will. Mete Gazoz of Turkey will get quarterfinal 1 underway.
7-8 liner.
Well, both shooting 7s here at the start of this, so their sighters and both making adjustments. Nikki Hunt, former world number 1, is with me in the commentary box. Nikki, a big opportunity, you have to say, for Kacper Sierakowski. I'm not sure anyone expected that name to be in the lineup for the continental quota places.
He's certainly the underdog here, but you know, sometimes that can play to your advantage. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, world number 82 up against the world number 2. Gazoz's first arrow in for a measure, but the last 2 going straight into the 10, which really does put this one out of reach. Kacper Sierakowski of Poland will want to shoot a good arrow, practice for the second set, and a good grouping for his second 2 arrows. A 25 for him, not enough though, and the early points go to the home nation archer. Nikki, my first question of this men's quarterfinal, we'll get into Olympic qualification, etc. very shortly, is the speed at which these archers are shooting is quite phenomenal.
Yeah, so they get 20 seconds to shoot their arrow. You know, timing's important, how long you spend at full draw to execute the shot. I always look for consistency of that. Everything in archery is about consistency, but the speed as well it plays a part, and you can put more pressure onto your opponent if you're getting the shots off quickly and then forcing them to then get ready to shoot as well, so that can be a component.
So now let's get back into the nitty-gritty and into the headspace of Mete Gazoz. A lot of pressure on him. I mean, it's curious that the Turkish archers are still in this situation where they're having to go through last gasp qualification.
Yeah, world number 2, you know, you'd think he'd qualified already, but at the end of the day, there's only 64 spots for men, 64 spots for women at the Olympic Games, which is just so few, and there's just so many brilliant archers who will miss out. So, you know, it's down to this and then the very final qualification in Paris in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, things could change around there in Paris, but the one thing that is for sure, these archers need to win these first matches, the quarterfinals. A place in the semi-finals, with some caveats, will book you a quota spot for your country. Sierakowski getting off the mark again with a score not quite in the gold. An 8 is better than the 7 he shot in the first set. Gazoz following up 2 consecutive 10s. And he is in the middle of the target again.
much longer hold. We're talking about timing. Up at full draw for a lot longer, and another 8 going off to the right there.
Impressive shooting from the 21-year-old. Doesn't look like the weight of the world is on his shoulders, Mete Gazoz. An adjustment there from Sierakowski, and he shoots a 24. Set points are surely with Gazoz. Brilliant. Really very, very good indeed. 29, difficult to beat by anyone. 4 set points to nil up after just 6 arrows. This one is probably the one that's most likely to be finished in 9 arrows here. He's looking very strong, and Sierakowski's got a bit of work to do to get into the centre.
Yeah, I mean, this is the set system, so anything could happen. Gazoz is obviously on form. World number 2, come out here shooting, fantastic stuff. So he's going to be looking to seal this in 3 sets, get the job done and get out. That would be nice for him, but everything to play for. That's the beauty of the set system. Come back and you can make it all the way to the end.
Yeah, I mean, often people think about and talk about the pressure in the moment for these archers, and this is a one-shot qualification tournament, but actually the qualification takes many years in terms of preparation. For example, Mete Gazoz has seen himself shooting on the big screen whilst he's shooting time and time again. Sierakowski perhaps hasn't got that experience, and look, I mean, if you look at the shot from behind him when we see it, he's got a big screen. He's basically got that in vision, his peripheral vision, as he lines up to take this shot.
Quite often as well, from my experience, they're always just slightly behind. So as you make a movement, you then see the movement on the screen because they're not completely in sync, and that can be really off-putting, like you say, especially if you're not used to it.
A 9 start from Sierakowski is a great one, except Gazoz has gone and put it in the 10.
Really long hold, fighting through to execute it. 9, not bad. But he is against this guy.
One lapse of concentration though. I mean, he's not just putting his marker down for qualification here. He's putting his marker down for everybody else in the world to say, hey, I'm still here. It may be last gasp qualification, but when I make it, that looks like very close to the line there. It's marked as a 9 for a measure, a 27, but here an 8 will be enough to do this in 9 arrows and go through to the semi-finals with Olympic qualification secure. Again, close one to the line. It's definitely a 9. It's probably going to get marked up to a 10, but another 29 bare minimum. And you saw the outpouring of emotion there. Very different to the women's quarterfinals in that Gazoz is the only Turkish archer in this lineup. He has booked a place for Turkey at the Olympic Games, and it's not even imaginable to think it's going to anyone else.
More than likely his, as we said, it's for the country. But, world number 2 is clearly on form. He's won that spot with 49 days out from the games. More than likely that is his spot right there.
Yeah, I think so too. He just held on to those emotions all the way through that match. I mean, I know it was only 18 arrows. He didn't have to hold on for too long. But the outpouring of emotion is, it's an illustration of the immense amount of pressure these athletes are under. Finishing with a 9. Sierakowski, I don't think he should be kicking himself at all in this. He was up against a great in the making, or a great already, a living legend, and I'm not sure he thought that he would be here. When he looks back on this, I was 1 win away from qualifying for the Olympic Games, but I came up against this man. Living legend, very happy Mete Gazoz is through to the semi-finals, but more importantly, he's booked a first quota place for Turkey at the Tokyo Olympic Games. Well, they were waiting for the measures there at the end, and of course Kacper Sierakowski waiting for his agent to come back with the arrows. Now it's time for quarterfinal.